All right, today we are diving into something you've probably seen 1,000 times, but maybe never really looked at, the secret language of the stars. We're going to decode the symbols of Western astrology.
I mean, you've definitely seen these, right? They're on your horoscope app, maybe in an article, or even on a necklace. They're everywhere. But what if I told you that their familiarity is actually hiding a really fascinating secret? What are they actually trying to tell us?
Because these are not just some cute little doodles. Not at all. Think of them as a kind of code, a system of compressed mythology. Every single one is like a key that unlocks thousands of years of human history, of myth and philosophy.
And that's exactly what we're going to do in this explainer. We are going to give you the key, the decoder ring, so you can understand this ancient visual language for yourself.
So let's start with part 1, the zodiac. The absolute best way to think of these 12 symbols is as a kind of compressed mythology. Each little mark is an entire story, an entire archetype, just distilled down into its purest form.
Let's start with a really direct one. Aries. I mean, you look at that glyph and it's pretty obvious, right? It's the horns of a ram. But the story behind those horns, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, so this symbol goes way, way back. The ancient Babylonians actually called this constellation the agrarian worker. You know, the primal force that breaks through the hard soil after winter. Later on, the Greeks connected it to their myth of the incredible golden-fleeced ram. See? The glyph isn't just a picture of horns. It's a symbol of that pure, unstoppable, forward-moving energy.
Now let's jump to something a little more complex, a little more mysterious. Capricorn, the sea goat. And yeah, you heard that right. This is not just a goat. It's a mythological mashup, and the symbol itself tells a story of two completely different worlds.
It's all about this core duality. So the top part of the symbol, that looks like the goat's horns, represents climbing the highest mountain of worldly achievement. That's ambition, that's mastery. But then you have that looping tail. That's the fish part, swimming in the deep, ancient waters of wisdom and our spiritual past. The symbol itself is telling you that true mastery in the world has to be built on this deep, ancient foundation. Pretty cool, right?
All right, let's look at one more zodiac symbol, Libra, the scales of justice. And what's so fascinating about this one is what it is, and maybe more importantly, what it isn't.
Libra is the only sign in the entire zodiac that's represented by an inanimate object. It's not a person, it's not an animal, it's a concept. See, the Romans actually carved this piece of the sky out from what used to be the claws of the scorpion. And why'd they do that? To mark the autumnal equinox, that one perfect point in the year when day and night are in perfect balance. So the glyph, it's literally a picture of that equilibrium.
Okay, let's move on to part 2 and see how this all builds. Because the planetary symbols aren't just little drawings. They are, essentially, a form of sacred geometry. This part is going to blow your mind. The whole system, and I mean all of it, is built from just 3 fundamental shapes. You've got the circle, which represents spirit, the eternal. Then there's the cross, which stands for matter, our physical reality. And finally, the crescent, which is the soul, or the receptive mind. Now just watch how these 3 combine. Let's start with Venus. You see that? It's the circle of spirit, sitting right on top of the cross of matter. The symbol literally spells out its own meaning. Spirit expressing itself down into the material world, creating beauty, art, love. It is spirit over matter.
Now let's contrast that with Mars. We still have that circle of spirit, but look what it's doing now. It's propelling an arrow forward, a symbol of pure action and force. This is spirit asserting itself out into the world with drive and ambition. This is matter in action. See the difference?
But this is my favorite part. Look at Jupiter and Saturn. They are perfect mirror images of each other. In Jupiter's symbol, you have the crescent of the soul lifting up and away from the cross of matter. That's your expansion, your faith, your optimism. But in Saturn's symbol, the cross of matter is pushing down on the crescent of the soul. That's limitation, discipline, structure. You literally just flip the symbol and you completely flip the meaning. It's genius.
So if the signs and the planets are the words of this cosmic language, what's next? Well, now we get to the grammar that connects them all. The aspects. And this is all based on pure, elegant math.
The symbols for the aspects aren't random at all. They are literally the geometric shapes you get when you divide a 360 degrees circle. A trine symbol is a triangle because 360 degrees divided by 3 is 120. A square symbol is a square because 360 divided by 4 is 90. It's just a perfect, coherent system of cosmic geometry.
So, let's step back for a second. When you put all of this together, the mythology of the zodiac, the geometry of the planets, the math of the aspects, what are you really looking at? Well, you're looking at a living legacy. You are taking part in something truly, profoundly ancient.
I mean, think about the journey these symbols have been on. They first show up on Babylonian clay tablets over 3,000 years ago. Then they're standardized by the Greeks, carefully preserved by scribes through the Middle Ages. And now today, we use the exact same symbols on our phones and our computers. That continuity is it's absolutely breathtaking.
And that's why when you learn to read these symbols, you're not just picking up some fun party trick. You are inheriting a piece of the longest, most continuous conversation our species has ever had with the universe around us.
And here's the thing. That 4,000-year-old conversation is still going on. It's happening right now, every time we look at a chart. So the final question isn't really about ancient history. It's about you. What stories are hiding in your symbols?